5.4. Medians and altitudes. Number 1. Use triangle ABC shown to the right to answer the following question. If AK equals 39, what is KP? So let's take a closer look at that. So AP is a median. So the rule says the length of AK is 2/3 the measure of AP. So AK equals 2/3 times the length of AP. Substituting 39 in for AK, we now can find AP, which we need to find before we can find KP. So solving for AP, I multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 2/3 to get rid of the fraction. So multiply both sides by 3/2, and 3/2 times 39 gives you 58.5. And that's the length of AP. So if AK is 2/3 the length of AP, KP must be 1/3 of it, because 2/3 plus 1/3 give you the whole. So multiplying 1/3 times 58.5 to give us 1/3 of that, I get 19.5, and that's the length of KP. So 19.5, and that's number 1. Number 2, in triangle DEF, C is the centroid. If DM equals 60, find DC and CM. So let's take a look at that. Now the centroid is the intersection of all the medians, and it's otherwise known as the center of gravity in the center of balance. Now to find DC and CM, we got to use the rule saying that DC equals 2/3 of the length of DM. So substituting 60 in for DM, 9 multiplied 2/3 times 60, and DC equals 40. Now to find the length of CM, you can either just subtract 60 from 40 because DC plus CM equals DM, or you can multiply 1/3 times DM, since CM is 1/3 of it, which will still give you 20. So CM equals 20. So let's type that in. So DC is 40, and CM is 20. And that's number 2. Number 3, for triangle ABC, is AB a median, altitude, or neither? Well, looking at AB, it is perpendicular to AC, and altitudes are perpendicular, so it has to be an altitude. And that's number 3. Number 4, find the orthocenter of triangle ABC. So let's take a closer look at that. Now the first thing I did, and you should do, is graph the 3 coordinates. And now the orthocenter is the intersection point of the 3 altitudes that go through the vertices of the triangle. So let's find them. The first one is easy to find. It's the one going through C. The one going through C, that's perpendicular, will be a vertical line. And that vertical line must have the x-coordinate of C, which is 7. So it's the vertical line, x equals 7. So that's the first one. The one going through B and intersecting AC must be perpendicular to AC, so that means it must have opposite reciprocal slope of AC. So we need to find the slope first. So the slope of AC, we count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is negative 5 over 5, which is negative 1. The opposite reciprocal of negative 1 is positive 1. So the slope of the altitude of AC will be positive 1. Now I need to find the equation so I can draw the line. Remember, the line goes through point B. So using slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, my slope is 1, and it must go through the point for b, 9, 7. So 9 goes in for x, and 7 goes in for y, and I solve for b. So 1 times 9 is 9. Then I subtract 9 on both sides, and b equals negative 2. So my equation is y equals x minus 2. Graphing that gives me this line. Now the orthocenter is the intersection of those lines, which will be 7, 5. So let's type that in. So typing in 7, 5, that's the answer for number 4. Number 5, name the centroid of the triangle shown to the right. Remember, the centroid is the intersection point of the medians, and the median goes from a vertice to the side across from it, cutting it in half. So from B over to F, that's one median. From A over to D is another, so H is going to be the centroid. And that's number 5.